CEO from Indianapolis. Mama worked in Georgia because of the racist capitalist. Forces to the east, I'm dressing with the bacon bits. Syrup sandwich Monday, sloppy Joe Tuesday. Wednesday, another hamburger helper dish. I can't wait for Friday so I can get some fries.
What's up? It's Heavy Hooks here again. And I just want to share with you some audio of me and my son that I'm raising. Not my biological son, but still family. And when he came to us, he did not know what state he lived in. He didn't know what city he lived in. He didn't know what city his school was in. And he's 14 years old, and that's something he should know. So of course he doesn't know about any the Hebrew Israelites. He doesn't know about Pan-Africanism. He doesn't know about W.E.B. Du Bois and the Niagara movement. He doesn't know a lot. And being a school teacher, I see that his lack of knowledge is not an aberration. It's not an anomaly. It's not an outlier. It is common. A lot of my students do not know where they live. They don't know a lot of the states in the United States. They don't know about the continental USA. So of course they don't know the word contiguous. And I believe this has a lot to do with capitalism, because the profits that are made from the educational system is not in the classroom where the students learn. Therefore, it's not a lot of attention paid to what is actually being taught and learned inside the actual classroom. Now, there is a lot of attention paid to the books that are put in the classroom, the software that's put in the classroom, the laptops that are put in the classroom, because the private sector, the businesses that produce these products, get paid to create them from these government school institutions or private schools. They will purchase the laptops, the software to go on the laptops, the telephone systems, the services that allow the computers to connect to the internet, or the voice over IP for the phones. But as far as capitalizing on what's going on in the classroom, there's nothing there for these businesses. Therefore, it has not been improved. Therefore, the students do what they're told. They've been told to get grades, so they cheat to get the grades. The emphasis is not on learning, because these schools are getting paid off of actual students sitting down and the types of classes that they take, which influences the type of classes that teachers teach. So dual credit, college credit courses, they go towards a scorecard for the schools. But this has nothing to do with actual learning that happens inside the classroom or inside the child's mind, or inside the adolescent's mind. It has nothing to do with learning. So they don't know much. So this is important when you have oppressed groups of people trying to figure out ways to get out of their oppression, to overturn this oppression. It's hard to when the youth do not understand what oppression means. So how could they figure out a logical, practical way to get out of this oppression? How would they even know what's realistic and what's not when they're bombarded with propaganda from the media all day long? Because most of them are on their phones all day long, because they're not listening to me. They're not listening to other teachers. The media rules. The social media rules. Google rules. And using Google is not a good substitute for real research, for primary sources, for even secondary sources. It's not what they don't even know what primary, secondary, and tertiary sources are, or their significance. So how can we really build a sustainable movement if the children are not intellectually prepared to do so? They're not intellectually prepared to engage in organized struggle. And school's not set up to prepare them for organized struggle or to prepare them how to properly function in this world to actually sustain themselves once they leave the school. So I want you to listen to conversations between me and my son that I'm raising. He didn't know I was going to come talk to him, so he was not prepared. But what did prompt it was for some reason, he Googled Emmett Till, the young man that was lynched. And they were around the same age, and this disturbed him. So we had a conversation about this. So I want you guys to listen to this conversation, and hopefully you want to engage in changing the educational system and changing how you educating your household or change how you educating your family. Because I started something called the Black Family Institute, whose mission is to support and strengthen Black families, and this starts in the home. So I'm trying to create things that you can use in your home. And I think that we need to, I'm creating a program where we start off slowly reading as a family. Start off once a month reading. And we're going to gradually ramp it up, increase how much we're reading, how much we're talking with each other, how much we watch movies and shows together, and then critically analyze them together. Watch stuff on Netflix and then analyze it. But we have to have certain theories to support our analysis, to critique the analysis that's provided within the media production or the TV show that you're watching or the music that you're listening to. But go ahead, listen to this conversation between me and my son, so you can see what I'm talking about, the lack of education they have, which is going to harm our ability to build and organize struggle and fight the oppression that we all face.
All right, we doing a podcast again. This is a surprise. I got my guest here again. What's your name, brother?
Zonda.
All right, last time you didn't know what state or city you lived in. All right, right now, what city are you in?
Brownsburg.
And what state is that in?
Indiana.
What city is your school in?
Pike Township.
That's the township. What city is that?
Indiana.
Indiana is the city?
No.
What's the name of the... Say it again.
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. There we go. What state you live in?
Brownsburg. No. Indiana.
Indiana. Good. All right. How many planets in our solar system?
8 or 9.
Depending on what?
Yeah, I forget.
Which planet may or may not be a planet? Small black one? Starts with a P?
Pluto.
Yes, sir. That's right. Good job. That's right. All right. How many states total in the United States?
50.
How many in the continental?
48.
Which two are not connected to the other 48?
Alaska and Hawaii.
Good job, my man. All right. Tell the people, how did the United States start?
The British came over here and killed the Native Americans and then set up the 13 colonies.
Good. And then the 13 colonies fought against who? You should know. Where did they come from?
Great Britain.
Good job, my man. All right, now, I wanted to have this because you said that you just Googled something. Tell the people what you Googled on your own without my help.
Emmett Till.
And what did you learn about this young man?
That he was falsely accused of harassing a white lady at the grocery store and got we're just gonna say he got severely injured by 4 white men.
Okay, do you want to rephrase that? You said severely injured. That would mean he was still alive.
He died by 4 white men.
Why don't you want to say he was killed?
That's just a different word. Well, he was killed by 4 white men.
Is it true that he was killed by 4 white males or that he tripped and fell and died? Which one is it?
Nah, he got killed by 4 white males.
And why did these white males approach him? What was he accused of doing again?
Harassing a white lady at a grocery store.
And you said, we're both saying accused, but that infers that the police was involved and that there was a trial. But did any of that happen?
No.
And you probably don't know this, but this is a lynching. You ever heard that word before? That's what a lynching is. A lynching is when there is no trial for whatever someone thinks someone did. Instead, a mob comes, takes this person, presumes they're guilty, and then they murder them. But you don't know this part. Not only do they murder somebody when they lynch them. What did Emmett Till look like, that picture again? He's shaking his head. Describe what's going on in your mind as you think about this picture.
It was gruesome.
All right. So now, it was gruesome. So let me explain what they would do at a lynching. Now, you said it was 4 people that did this to Emmett Till. Usually, matter of fact, Google lynching real quick. I'm going to have him Google lynching, everybody, so he can see that I'm not making it up. Look at this. Look. So mobs of white people would come as if it was a big party. And once they hang the person, they still alive, they would peel their skin off, cut their body parts off. And if it was a male, tell me what you think the favorite body part to cut off would be if it's a black male.
Penis.
His penis. And guess what they would do with the body parts?
Sell them?
Yes, they probably would, but they would keep them in their families and pass them down as family heirlooms. What does that sound like to you? How does that make you feel? How does that sound to you?
Yeah, that just sounds awful.
Does it sound sane?
Very, very insane.
So this is what they would do to our people. This happened right after slavery. Why? Do you understand why this didn't happen that often during slavery? It happened some, but not that much. Okay, I'm gonna make it clear for you. During slavery, right? Let's say me and you own a car dealership, okay? What makes our money then? What do we need? And what do we sell? Okay, so we gotta have the cars. What if we just have salesmen? Are we gonna make money? So we need all right. What would happen then if one day we went to the dealership and all the cars were gone? Would that be good for us?
No.
We would be losing
Money.
Now, if we flash backwards to slavery, the cars would then be during slavery, white people needed
Cars. Transportation.
During slavery, the white owners would have to have during slavery, you need
Money.
You need this to get the money. During slavery, what did they go take from Africa?
I can't say capital.
Yes, say it.
Capital.
So they went to Africa and took capital, which was the actual
Land.
So they went to Africa, got land, and then the land became slaves?
No, they got black people.
Oh, there we go. So the black people was the
Slaves.
Which means they were also the
Capital.
The capital. That's right. You understand? So during slavery, slaves were the capital. If we had a car dealership, the
White people.
If we had a car dealership, the
Cars
would be the capital, because the capital is the thing that you own that will bring you money. During slavery, the slaves would work for you and bring you the money through their work, right? If we had a car dealership, when we sell a
car,
that would bring us
money.
Yes. Does that make sense now? So, back to my question then. So during slavery, why would you not want to start lynching your slaves? What would you be losing?
Capital.
Which means you will lose a lot of
money.
Now you understand? Now, once slavery is over, do you understand why now they can lynch black people? So during slavery, the slaves were the
capital.
Once slavery is over, that means black people are no longer the
capital.
So now they can be killed. And the other reason that they're gonna be killed is if during slavery all the black people did the working and did all the jobs, then once slavery is over, who has all the skills?
Black people.
So when it's time to get a job, who got the skills for the job?
Black people.
But if white people can't enslave black people no more, that means now white people got to compete with black people for the jobs, right? To stop black people from getting jobs, now do you see what they did to them? This was a threat. If you go vote, if you go get jobs, we're going to do this to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Have you heard of the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan? That's why the KKK would do this to black folks. To say, hey, look, nigga, if you go vote, if you go get a job, this is what's going to happen to you. Does that look scary to you? Did the Emmett Till look scary?
Yeah.
Would you want that to happen to you?
Of course not.
Do you think your mother would want that happening to you?
Definitely not.
So she's going to be very protective of you, right? She may even be mean to you so that you learn not to react. Because what would happen if you reacted to a mean white person back in the day?
I would be lynched.
You'd be lynched. Now, do you understand the importance of teachers and parents telling black kids to read and study and learn about law and the planets and all of this stuff that seems unrelated? Does it make sense why now? Why history is important too?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people don't think their lives are on the line, but it is, because we need legal protection from people that may do this to us. Does that make sense? All right, and I want to bring up something you brought up before. You said out of the blue, how come we don't hear rap music where black people say they're gonna kill white folks? Now, after hearing about Emmett Till and stuff, how do you feel about your own comment now?
I mean, I'm still stuck on why black rappers is not still talking about killing white people instead of our own kind.
Makes sense. That's why I wanted to ask that, because I thought that was a very great question. Anything you want to tell the youth out there that they should do?
I mean, keep your schoolwork up. I mean, and do the best that you can. I mean,
and he been doing that. He's been staying on his schoolwork. I'm proud of him, man. You've been doing a good job, bro.
I mean, I got nothing else to say.
That's it. All right. Thanks.